Guess who's back? Back again to hit back. I thought that was pretty clever. But another day, another back day. It is currently 4:52 a.m. Oh my God. And it was a struggle to get out of bed this morning. First alarm went off, and I was just so cozy. My room was cold. The fan was going. Air purifier was going. It was the perfect conditions for me to sit there and snuggle up. Oh, so nice. But then the second alarm went off, and I knew that it was time. I could have stayed in bed and slept for another 2 hours, but if I went back to sleep, it would have just felt like I closed my eyes for 10 minutes, and then boom, it'd be 6 a.m. So, no real point in sleeping in, because I'll just feel worse for it for the rest of the day. But, plan for back is going to be the same as always. A couple warm-up sets on the cables, throwing it around. And then some variety of lat pull-downs and rows. I think by the time we have finished that, it'll be about 5:40, and I think I'll have a turtle shell on my posterior. But what is there to discuss? What is there for me to enlighten the people on? I had one topic I was thinking about, but naturally, I forgot. I forgot what I was going to say. I guess one little tangent to go off on. Talking with one of my buddies at the gym yesterday, and he said that he got this new protein powder, and he has never seen more progress since he started consuming this specific protein powder. And I said, "Oh, nice, dude. Like, I'll have to try that sometime." It's like a protein powder my gym sells. But it got me thinking. There are all types of buzzwords when it comes to like protein powder. There's cold processed, short digesting, long digesting. I don't know about all that. I think at the end of the day, protein is protein. As long as you consume a gram per pound of body weight, I don't think it really matters, like, what machine they used to extract all the lipids and isolate the whey. But what do I know? I am merely a small cog in the machine. But, I mean, this isn't like knocking on anybody who like swears by their protein powder or whatever. But I just think like, especially for like a newer lifter, like my cousin is trying to get into like lifting and consuming enough protein every day and all that. And he was so bent out of shape about like, what type of protein should I get? Should I get this one that's slow processed or slow digesting, or should I get the long digesting one because I'm going to be working, or this and that? And this could be a very naive perspective, but I don't think it really matters. At the end of the day, I think a lot of that is just like marketing tactics, trying to sell you on their own product. Like, well, this protein's better than that one, or as long as it's a reputable source, doesn't really matter. Uh, even if like the slow versus long digesting thing is true, I think the effects of that are so insignificant, especially for the beginning lifter, that it really like doesn't matter all that much. Um, just find something that you like, try it out. Uh, I actually ordered. There's this I was subject to the marketing campaign of this company. They infiltrated my TikTok page and everything. But I'm a sucker for like boba tea and Vietnamese coffee and all that. Um, and I saw that there's this brand that makes like Vietnamese coffee flavored protein powder, boba tea flavored protein powder, and all that. And it sounded really good. Uh, it was a little bit on the pricier side because it's one of those like niche, I guess you could call it like designer brand protein powders. So it was a little more expensive than I'd like, but I figured I'll try it out because it'll be a nice little treat for myself. Uh, they had all kinds of like marketing about like, oh, this is like, we process this in the most like convoluted way to ensure that you have the highest this and that. Eh, I don't care about that. I just hope it tastes like Vietnamese coffee. There'd be nothing better than getting my 50 grams of protein in the morning, like on the way to work, by sipping on some Vietnamese coffee. That would be insane. Uh, it does have caffeine in it, so I don't know how much caffeine it has, but might make me a little jittery. But that is something to look forward to. Um, but pre-workout has been ingested. Uh, put a little extra beta alanine in it. Starting to feel the tingles. And I had a Rice Krispie treat as a means of like some quick, um, quickly digesting sugars. Because I think in the realm of protein digestion, it doesn't really matter how quick you digest it as long as you get it in the day. But in terms of carbs, before going to the gym, I think it's pretty important to get as many carbs in as possible. Like on a day that I'm not working, the meal that I have 2 to 3 hours before I lift is going to be the most like carb heavy meal I have, because that's pretty much the energy source that you use when you're working out. And in the morning, I don't exactly have the luxury of being able to have like a big meal 2 or 3 hours beforehand. Oh, there goes the duck on my dashboard. Um, but in a pinch, a Rice Krispie treat is like what, 30 grams of carbs or something. That'll be quickly digested by the time I've like finished my workout, or by the time I finish my warm up and everything. So it'll be enough to power me through the workout, and then I've got a little snack with me post workout along with my protein shake so that I'm not dying like by the time I make it to work. Um, so if you're lifting early in the morning, I implore you to go to Sam's Club or Costco or whatever, get a little pack of some sort of small, easy to consume source of sugar. I know a lot of people like to get the Welch's fruit gummies. Those are pretty good too. I might do that. It's like whenever I burn through my supply of Rice Krispies, I might tap into that. But, whew, oh, not much left to discuss. About to make it to the gym here in a second. So, I will see you guys once I'm in there.
We need a spider. So Lisa found what she thinks she might be the girl she made. She's gonna maybe ask her husband to come outside.
That's good. See what it is.
Why don't you just leave the door on Saturday? Come up, go home Sunday. I said, I mean, she takes the dogs all the time. She loves dogs. She's kind of one, Lisa. And she says, no, that well, we went last night to Karen's. Karen invited us up. They all of a sudden Lisa was. Anyway.
Ooh, boy. We got done at the gym. I couldn't get much recording done in there. After that first set of the plate-loaded lat pull-down, some people were occupying like the machine that I was resting the magnet on. So, couldn't record much there. And then pretty much the entire time there is just a bunch of people kind of like crowded around where I was at. So no big deal. I'm sure you guys can survive without a lot of in-gym recording for the day. Oh man. But I did like 3 sets of those plate supported or plate loaded lat pull downs. And then 3 sets of the chest supported T-bar row. And I have to go pretty heavy on the T-bar row for it to really like kill my lats. This guy is a fucking maniac. We need to get you off the road, pal. Holy shit. He just like pulled out in front of me. Anyways, while doing that T-bar row, when you load it up so heavy, the chest support really digs into your like chest and stomach, to the point where like I started feeling a little queasy. Like it was pushing on me so hard that like the pre-workout and the Rice Krispie treat were kind of fighting back. So, man, that was rough. But we got to lock in for a second. This is a pretty blind turn. Oh my god. Yeah, that is a like super blind turn. So you don't have a lot of time to react. But anyhow, everything felt great. Had a really good lat pump today. Man, while I was like showering, it was like hard to like reach around, scrub myself. So pretty happy with that. But I'm just so tired now. Like, Oh my God. I was feeling a little groggy, like going into the gym. Oh man, but after that, I am beat. I am beat. But that's all right. A little more caffeine should get me ship shape. But something I was thinking about while I was lifting was kind of we'll call it the origin of like when I started lifting. Way back when, a little over 2 years ago, when I first started getting into lifting. I want to say it was like the end of December 2021. I might be off by a year. I don't remember. Anyways, we'll say it was then. I just drove past like a cop at a speed trap. I'm going like 5 over. I'm paranoid that he's gonna pull me over. I think that we're in the clear. Anyhow, way back when, in like the end of December 2021, I kind of like came up with this thing. I called it the 3-month plan. And the idea was to like just start going to the gym super consistently, not really tracking any macros or anything, but just going to the gym and lifting hard for 3 months and just seeing what happened. Like what, how much progress could I make? And like in the grand scheme of things, I didn't make a lot of progress, but from where I started to where I got to in 3 months, those newbie gains are no joke. Made a lot of like strength gains, felt a lot better, and it was just super motivating. So I say all this to like make 2 points. One, it's just kind of crazy to see how much progress I've made since the 3-month plan up to now. I have a lot of pictures and like posing videos, like I would pose in the bathroom and stuff. And just kind of like comparing where I was then to where I'm at now. It's kind of crazy. Plus I had really long hair back then. Like it was like down to my shoulders. Compared to now where I keep it short and clean cut. But then versus now, it's kind of crazy. If I went back in time, like with my current physique and showed myself like, yo, this is where you're going to be at, I'd be pretty darn happy with myself. So point number one is just to kind of like not necessarily be satisfied, because like it's nice to always have like something to go after. Like I'm sure there'll be a point where I'm like pretty satisfied with like my physique maybe in the like far future. But also like when you're first starting off, like going to the gym consistently and having a good routine, it's kind of nice to have like a pseudo goalpost, just like something that not necessarily keeps you motivated, but it at least keeps you tied in, like locked in to be consistent. So like while doing that 3-month plan, it was pretty much like we'll call it a binding vow. That for the next 3 months, oh man, for the next 3 months, I'm going to be locked in. Like, no excuses, go hard, and just see what happens. And that was really enough for me. Like, I didn't need to watch any, like, motivational videos or, like, anything like that. I wasn't super into, like, any gym content or anything like that. Like, I'd watch, JPG and all that just to, like, find different lifts and stuff. But I didn't watch anything to keep me motivated, because the 3-month plan, the idea of it was enough to keep me going. So if you can set yourself a little goalpost just to get the ball rolling, That'd be fucking great. After the 3-month plan was over, I was pretty happy with the progress that I'd made so far, and I was like, hey, let's keep it going. We've already made it this far. The first 3 months was probably the hardest in terms of like staying motivated to work out. And at the point that I'm at now, it's not really like okay, I gotta like hype myself up to go to the gym. It's merely like it's already accepted that I'm going to the gym at some point this day. It's really just a matter of like, I wouldn't even say hyping myself up, but like getting into it, like listening to some good music. I guess hyping yourself up is a good way to put it. Hyping yourself up to push yourself harder. So the main struggle that I face, like currently, is just finding music to like hype myself up. Like for every set that I do. I'm kind of at the point now. Oh man. I'm at the point now where like all the music that I do have, I'm kind of sick of. Like I've been listening to it for too long. And I don't really know what to listen to. I got SoundCloud to listen to some edits and stuff, and that was cool for like a month. But now, it's not really doing it for me. I might have to go back into like an emo phase with music. That's kind of my default that I always fall back on when I don't really know what to listen to. So that's really the only thing. Intrinsically, I know I'm going to the gym. Just a matter of like making sure the pre-workout hits me right. Make sure I'm hydrated, carved up and everything. And like the pump alone, while I'm warming up, like just the feeling of like that muscle activation is kind of enough for me to say like, okay, we're feeling good. But the music does help give me like the extra like pep in my step. So if you have any music suggestions, please let me know. I am all ears. Oh man. I'm so tired. I wish I had the luxury of being able to go back home and take a nap or something. Oh man. But plan is now get to work a little early so that I can drink my protein shake and chill out for a minute before I have to get my stuff done. Then get home, eat something, go to bed for tomorrow. And tomorrow, I think we're going to hit shoulders and rinse and repeat, but not much left to say outside of that. I will see you guys tomorrow.